Well, what's up, YouTube?
Hi, everyone.
Well, today we're gonna set the shipping container, the posts for the piers, the markers, more or less, where I need to drill a hole. We actually started this video yesterday, but it was really windy. Couldn't get any sound, so hopefully it'll go a little bit better today. But we did get 4 corners marked and squared off, so it should just be a matter of taking some measurements and sticking the last 4 stakes in there.
It should go only like 7 seconds.
7 seconds of video. Yeah, in an hour time lapse.
Yes.
So anyway, we'll get reset up and we'll get right on it. For the last few days we've been setting up the layout and trying to find square. We've already got 6 of the 8 piers in, so we were just going to kind of show you how we did it with the last 2 piers. So let's get started on that. So what we did here is we set up these batten boards. That just made it a hell of a lot easier to get it a little more precise. So as you can see, they're kind of all over the place right now. And what that does is it allows you to put a screw, so when you're finding squares, this line that we're on right here, this is the common line. That is the line that all the other lines square off of. So the reason why we picked that as a line is because we want it to be a certain alignment with the way the house pad's going to be. So yeah, so basically we started out with running these 2 lines at a parallel, as you can see over there, and then we measured across and stuck our screws over here for the distance between the 2 containers. The actual measurement was 19 foot 2.5 inches, and then we squared it. So what the objective was is when we dug the tubes in was to get the pins. I don't know if you could see that, if it actually shows it or not. Get the 2 lines, and that's where the pin goes, and that's where I'm going to weld the steel plate to. And we did that on every pin in every location. I don't know if I sure can't see it on this camera, so hopefully it'll come up in post. But at any rate, so we're down to 2 holes now. And what we're going to do today is, see, it was hard to drill the holes on center because rocks and whatnot, you can see kind of how far off that hole is. It would push the drill bit over. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up the batten boards for these last 2 holes, and then we're going to get going. You like it right there?
I like it right there.
88.5.
Are you time lapsing again?
Nope. 88.5. So what we did right there was we just, since we already had all the batten boards set up and they're all squared and everything, all we have to do is really run across our line, which those screws were from, you know, one side to the other, the right measurement. And since everything is squared, all we really had to do is measure our 88.5 for the center right here. Now we'll just pull our line, and that'll give us our exact location for each one of the sono tubes. All right. So what Jill's doing here is tying a pre-tied string. Of course, it might be a little loose because we already used it in a different location. So, and she'll hook it to that one. Is it tight enough? Yep. It's got good tension? Yep. All right. So if you look here, you can kind of see where our relation is. It's kind of like give you crosshairs, if you will. Now, I don't know. I think this tube might fit in this hole. Well, crossing our hairs at least. All right. So as you can see from that tube, we need to go a little west and a little south with it. That's our directions here. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and dig out them holes and make it fit. All right, as you can see, we got that about dead nuts perfect. So now there's 2 more steps of the process. Actually, there's 3 more steps. Level, height, and then backfill. So we've got to fill all that dirt in around there. All right. So the first thing I got to do is kind of get it leveled now that it's centered. All right. So now we're leveled. And we're not centered though anymore after leveling. Okay, now the next part of the process is we got to set up the height. I'm actually going to move over here so you can kind of see what we're doing. So we've already predetermined the height, you know, off of the other piers that we've done. So we need to go down a little bit. And I like to make it a little bit taller because when everything's said and done, it's gonna shrink in a little bit. Well, the concrete doesn't shrink, but it's gonna settle down. So we're still level that way. And then now we're gonna have Jill come in and backfill it with some dirt. And I'm just going to kind of hold it in place. She's going to put a couple scoops around here. She's going to put a couple scoops in here, then I can come back. I'm going to tamp it a little bit with this 2x4. All right, hold up. Tamping, it's just basically compacting the dirt around it so it'll hold it in place. And then, you know, it might move a little bit, so we're gonna have to go in there and double check our level. Double check our height one more time. You're just kind of standing in the way there. There you go. So we're just a little bit proud. I mean, it's a little too high, but that's kind of how we want it because we can adjust it with the concrete. And like I said, it's gonna shrink. All right, let's go ahead and backfill this in. Something went drastically wrong here. There we go. What I did was I didn't realize I had a bend here, so my level was off, but fortunately we were able to straighten it out, so now we're level. Otherwise we'd be digging this whole damn thing over again, and we've had enough of that, haven't we?
Yep.
Anyway, so that's how we do it, and we're gonna go get the other side set real quick, and then we will see you soon. first thing we want to do is get some water in here to get it all nice and slick, otherwise everything sticks. We want to put a little extra water in there. It's going to take about 2.5 bags to fill this hole. So we're going to start with 1 bag, let it get all, you know, liquefied, and then we'll throw another bag in there. By the way, I don't know if you can see, but that's really wet in there. It's splashing at me. That's kind of the way we wanted it first. Ready? There you go. That's a good shot, babe. We're finally starting to get the hang of this after too many bags. Oh, it's warm out. I don't have my thing on now. That's kind of the consistency we're looking for. Joe likes to call it oatmeal, but we want it a little thicker since it's colder. So we're just gonna let that run for a little bit. They might call 3-inch slump, but anyway, that's looking pretty consistent. All right, we're starting to dump the concrete in here.
Ready?
It's gonna go, yep, going.
That's it.
No, you gotta push on the pedals some more. Okay.
Hey.
All right, stop. We'll just screed this and float it out like the rest. Yes, this is the last one, so we had a little too much concrete in here. So what we'll do is we'll just let that start setting up, and then we'll get this place cleaned up, and then we'll set the center pins once this starts solidifying. All right, you ready to put the last pin in?
Of course. Can't wait.
I think we need a little more of this cement here.
I can't believe this project is done. This part of the build.
Part of it. Put it in the middle, baby. There you go.
It's sucking it down. Just kidding. You might need a slammer.
Well, and that's it, YouTube. We got the last pier done, put the last pin in. So now what we got left to do is the steel will be in sometime next week. So we're gonna bore holes in the middle of the steel, put them over the rebar and weld it. And in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and get the site cleaned up, and I'm gonna start leveling it. As you can tell, the piers are a little higher than dirt, but we're gonna level this whole thing out. So when we set the containers on, everything will sit really nice and pretty. That's it for now.
I'll see y'all soon.
See y'all soon.